Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu salamu ala Rasulullah akibatul muttaqin wali wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma limna infawna wal fawna bima allamtana wajidna ilman ya arhamar rahimin. Teach us what benefit us and benefit us what you taught us and increase our knowledge ya arhamar rahimin. I will go ahead and start today's halakha, today's Sunday evening halakha, and with the beautiful reminder from Quran. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Al-Asr, innal insana lafi khusr, illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. The reason I said is a reminder. The Sahabas, when they used to meet each other, they used to not depart from each other besides reciting this ayah and reciting this surah. Here they remind each other that to be successful, we have to convey this message that we were blessed with. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us. So we have to always remember this. And it is also a commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah number 16, Surah Nahl, ayat 125. Allah says, Udhu ila sabili rabbik bil hikmah wal ma'widatil hasana. This is the first part of the ayah, and I will recite the last part, inshallah, at the end of the today's session. So the meaning of this ayah is call or invite people to the path of your Lord, to the path of your Master, by using hikmah and beautiful counsel or fair preaching. This is the first part of the meaning of the first part of this ayah. And we understand what's the heavy burden Allah is saying. We're thinking is a heavy, but it's not, inshallah. This is the goal of today's session, that Allah is asking us, commanding us to give the dawah of Islam with hikmah, with wisdom, and with nice word. So when we think that dawah, we're thinking that, okay, go door to door and knock the door and say, okay, be Muslim. It's not like that, really. So it is in some cases it is, but for us in this century, it's not. That's why in the Quran, very wisely Allah used the word bil hikmah, and we will inshallah discuss and see. And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Sahaba, they gave us and they left us many examples about these things, that how nicely, how wisely, how with the wisdom we can give dawah still. And I give you an example of to understand the wisdom, what the wisdom means. Here, say for example, say we're planning to go camping, 5 friends. So they are coming to our house, and we say our mom, okay, mom, can you make us some food? So mom said, okay, fine. So she cooked some food, and we all ate good dinner. And next morning we're gonna leave. So the food was so good. So morning we asked mom that, okay, can you give us some food so we can take it to the camping, and we'll do our lunch with it. So we go to the camping, and the same food, whatever the left, other half, and we somehow we lost in the jungle or whatever we go. And so we decided not to eat all the food, because we don't know when we were gonna get out. And next morning we can call the park ranger or whoever, but we're stuck in the park. So what we did is 5 friends, we ate half of the food. That is wisdom, because we save other half for tomorrow, because we don't know what's gonna happen. So here, the where it says hikmah is you have to use your wisdom. You have to use your superb knowledge to do this heavy job that we're thinking is a heavy, but with the Sahaba Kiram and the Prophet ﷺ, they showed us in many cases how to do it very nicely. Say in Islam teaches us to be a good human beings within our capacity. We don't have to go beyond our boundary, beyond our capability. So what is our capacity? How much we can take? The answer is we don't know. We don't know how much we can is our capacity. But that's why we always have the room to improve. And if whenever we think that we don't need to improve, we're good, then we become self-righteous. That's very dangerous. And the shaitan, he had this bad quality, or these things, the self-righteousness would come, the arrogancy comes from the self-righteousness, and because of that he got kicked out from Jannah. And we don't want to be in that group that is suffering from the disease of self-righteousness. So if say we are good to our mom, we're good to our sister, we are good to our parents, our neighbors, our friends, which is fine, but we can always be a more sweet, more kind, all this good quality. And Prophet ﷺ, that's how he started his preaching. I'll tell you a small story. Rasulullah in the beginning of his dawah, he is in the Medina. Suddenly he saw an old lady is going towards the outskirt of Medina, trying. She had a big baggage. So Rasulullah went ahead and asked the lady that, do you need help? She said, yes, please. So he carried the whole baggage, and on the way she was griping that why she's leaving, and she said that there's a guy here that spreading very bad message and bad stuffs. That's why she's leaving, and she's trying to catch a caravan outside Mecca. I'm sorry. So the Rasulullah he didn't complain, he didn't say nothing, and he carried her baggage and wherever she wanted to go, he took him there. And the lady, she said that, well, thank you very much, young man, you helped me a lot, but I tell you the name of that guy who's I'm running away, and his name is Muhammad, and be careful from that guy. I don't have money, I cannot pay you, but I can give you that good advice. And by the way, what's your name? Then the Rasulullah, he said, I am Muhammad. The lady was surprised. She said, wow, are you the Muhammad that I'm running away from? He said, yes. He said, the lady, she understood that she was wrong, obviously, and she took Shahada. So this is it's in the Hadith, the story is in the Hadith. So, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He speaks about us in the Quran. What He says, He said, Kuntum khayra ummati ukhrajat linnas. That you are among all the people, you are some of the best people that can be beneficial to others, that can the people that can be helpful to benefit the humanity. So we are meant to be the people who are different in a good way. We should be champion in our character. We should be champion in our manner. We should be champion in our kindness. We should be champion in our charity. So we should be number one in all these things, and we are meant to be the people who are like the Sahabas, because they left us their legacy, their what to do and what not to do. And whenever they went any places, the Sahaba Ikram, they make big difference in the community. And I will inshallah discuss some of the stories that they I mean they left for us to learn. But before that, one thing I wanted to make sure that because I had the same problem when I was listening those or reading those stories, you find that some of those stories in different books, they were written in different name, but the same stories, or maybe mismatch here and there. But the reason for that is we have to understand that, otherwise people get confused. People think that okay, maybe it's just a story, but it's not the story. Let me explain you why. You see that the Sahabas, they used to practice those kind-hearted act, good manner, all the time, and they didn't think that they're doing something extraordinary. They thought that they're just fulfilling the ayat of the Quran. And see, a lot of things at that time, what they used to think, and now what we think is different. My teacher, Sheikh Walid Basuni, he always give this example. I share with you guys. At that nowadays, when we see a person with a beard, with a hijab, or with a big long dress, what do we think? We think it's a very pious man. And that during the time of the Sahabas, everybody had a beard, everybody wore hijab, everybody wear long dress, this dash, jubba. So one of the tabi'in, he made a comment. He said that during our time, we used to find out who is righteous, who is pious, more pious than others, by checking out, see, is this person doing backbite or not? If somebody does backbite, then we consider him less pious. Not by looking at his beard, not by looking at his long dress or her hijab. That wasn't the case. So, we have to understand that in many stories, the stories I'm going to share with you guys, the name is not there. Sometimes regarding the stories, where is the non-believers, in some stories it says there was a Jewish person, and some stories it says there was a Christian person, but the story is same. So bear with the stories, and you have to understand that is the lesson from the stories is that matters. Many cases we don't know even the name of the Sahabis. So here there's a story in the book about in Syria, Hims, city of Hims in Syria. There's a Sahabi. They moved there. That used to be the Roman colony, and when the Muslims they conquered Syria, a lot of Sahabas they migrated there, and this guy, this Sahabi, he opened up a shop in the market, and here comes a person who is non-Muslim. He came to his shop and wants to buy some wheat, and the shopkeeper, the Sahabi, he said that why don't you go to cross the street, that other shop, and buy the wheat, and he has the same thing. So the customer, he didn't mind, and he said okay. So he went across the street, and he bought his stuff. He finished his deal, and then he was very curious. He came back to the first shop that belongs to the Sahabi. He came back and he asked the Sahabi. He said that I'm curious why I see that you have the same product, but why did you ask me to go cross the street to the other shop? So, and the other shop, by the way, was belongs to a Christian guy. And the Sahabi, he make a comment. He said that uh, I'm doing my business from the morning, and I noticed that I had lots of customers, and I sold a lot of stuffs today. And what I have is good enough for me and my family and my children. I'm okay. But I noticed also that across the street, that guy, he sold anything today. So I think he needs this your business more than I do. So that's why I sent you there. So this person, he was so amazed. He said, "Can you sell me the philosophy that you have inside you, and what makes you act that way?" So the Sahabi, he said that it is because of my faith, because of my uh, the book is teaching me to be kind. So the guy was so amazed, and he became Muslim, and he said, "La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam." So here we see that from this story that you don't have to go knock people's door. All you have to do is show your goodness to others. And we are sitting in a place is a perfect place for to do this kind of act, to this kind of good work. And people people will ask that who is this guy? Is so kind. Who is this guy? Is so charitable. I wanna be like him. I wanna be like Atif. I wanna be like Rosa. I wanna be like so and so. That they're so good. That what they practice, what they believe. You know. So this is how the we can also fulfill the ayah that with wisdom, with hikmah. I'll give you another example. This is a big one. We all know that China has 1 billion people, and among the billion, there is over almost close to 200 million Muslims there. In the time of the end of not middle of 6th century, the Muslim Islam went there already there by few Sahabas. Among them was the Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas and few other renowned Sahabis. And in the place where is the Canton and Guangzhou today, there's a big Muslim population there. And let me tell you the story how these people become Muslim. There were 4 Sahabi. They went through the ship, and they went to China, and they decided to stay there. Of course, their goal was to spread the message of Islam, and also do business. So they went to the market, and then they see that the Chinese people in the market, they do a lot of things, buying and selling and this and that. But they notice that one of the good product they see that they sell lots of cooked rice, steamed rice. And they also notice that when this local Chinese people, businessmen, they sell the steamed rice, say they're selling 3 pound of steamed rice, but they add another pound of water with it, and then they sell it as a 4 pound of rice. So this couple of Sahabas, they decided to do the same business, but they decided not to add the water. So within a few months, the local people, the villagers, they noticed that if we buy the rice from these 2 guys, the rice has a barakah. They can eat more. Instead of 2 days, they can eat 3 days. So slowly, they're getting all the business, and other business is losing their customer. So those guys, they become jealous and they went to the king and complained. They said that these two foreigners, they took our business, all of our business. So the king, he sent a soldier, and he said, okay, arrest them and bring them here. And when the villagers heard, they didn't let the soldiers arrest those two Sahabas and let the soldiers go. Said, no, go and tell king that if the king wants to meet with these two guys, he needs to invite them, and then they will go, not like this way. So the soldiers, they left and told the things to the king that the villagers, they didn't let me let us arrest those two guys. So the king says, okay, fair, good, it's fair. Tell them that I'm inviting them for lunch. So the two Sahabas, they came to meet the king, and then king said that, what's the deal? What do you guys do? What is the magic or the trick you guys do that my other subjects, other people, the other business guys, they're losing all of their business, and you guys are flourishing. So and the king and those two Sahabis, they talk, and at the end, the Sahabas, they said that it is our faith that, and it is our religion that taught us that be honest, and if I cannot do this kind of cheating, add water and sell the stuffs, and it is illegal in our religion, in our faith. So the king understood, and he said that, okay, can I buy your faith? And the Sahabas, they were mesmerized. They were laughing. They said, of course, it's not for sale, but I can teach you. Say, oh, okay, what is it? What's the book that you follow? So they said, okay, we follow Quran, but to understand the Quran, you have to have the faith, and this is the things that you have to utter. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you have to believe in that, and then you follow the book, and then and go on, and so on. And guess what? The king accept Islam, and he ordered all the subjects to become Muslims. That was the way it used to be done at that time. If the king accept any religion, he used to tell the subject to accept the same religion. And sure enough, everybody, most of the people, they become Muslim. And if you even go today in Guangzhou, you will see those two Sahabas' tomb. Their grave is still there. One of the grave, it says Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas, but the historian, they think that it's not the Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas, and maybe another Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas, or it could be the Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas' dad, or his cousin, or somebody. But the name is there. Even if you Google it, you'll find that the picture of that grave, and the mosque is still there. And there are millions, 100 and 200 million Muslim there now, just because of these two guys' kindness. The kindness they showed to the people, they give the dawah of Islam. People accepted it. I can tell you one thing: no matter, we can go and knock people's door, nobody's gonna listen to us, unless we show this kind of good act, and kindness and honesty will do the bil hikmah wal ma'wadat hasana. And so these are the things that we have to acquire. We have to put force inside our character. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, at the end of the ayah, and remember I was telling you that at the end of the session, I'll tell you guys what is the end, how the ayah ends. At the end of the ayah, Allah says, truly your master knows that who has gone astray, who has gone wrong way, and from the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he also knows that, he also aware of those that who are guided. And if we try to establish this ayah in our life, if we try to uh, invite others with hikmah, with beautiful counsel and good preach, smart move, inshallah, we can hope and we can pray that Allah will put us among those people who are guided. And inshallah, may Allah make all of us among those people who listen and who apply. And that today, that the things that we discuss, the Sahaba Kiram, when they used to hear some ayah, they were used to raise each other to establish that things in their life. And this is one of the very good ayah. And it is by the way, to give dawah is a fard, is obligatory for each and every Muslims. And in this society, in this culture, in this 21st century in North America, the way we can do it nicely is by changing ourselves and become a good model citizen, and by and become a more charitable person, more kind person, and by doing all these good stuffs, that is the only way we can go inside their heart, our neighbor's heart, our friend's heart, and that is the only way. That this is the only the in the Quran, when it says that the wisdom, hikmah, this is the hikmah, this is the wisdom we can apply in this moment, in this time of the era. So inshallah, I'm very happy. Some of our kids, the last week we discussed about the charity, to make it a habit, and I was so happy. One of our uh, listener, our kid, he made one, and he took a picture and he sent it to me. So inshallah, we will do the same way. And if anybody has any question, we'll have another few minutes. I'll be happy to discuss and happy to answer. And may Allah guide all of us, and may Allah make all of us among those people who can listen and who can apply, inshallah. Anybody has any question?